Edu Samre ya na wonim say time aso ama Debby Queen talk show. Ye de bro wo fie na me din de ohima Debby make I say mabo mabaso say mo say me frɛ me ho GH Oprah Winfrey inti magiatum na nkomo twetwe no ye beka no brofo kasa any twi kasa because nipa kra obepiem wo ase no otna Queen Elizabeth memu eche yie pa ma me nkɔgye nkranto emfree me boafo mo asomasne na me ba ye the personality profile ebe bro me twin efree hair logistics sans na menim efree Vendajo Slayward me basisia me nko bibia.
Dr. Vanessa graduated from Dalian Medical University in the Republic of China. She is currently a medical officer at the West African Rescue Association, affiliated with International SOS. She has a working experience with Lekma Hospital, Kolebu Teaching Hospital, University of Ghana Hospital, and 37 Military Hospital. She is also actively involved with women and girl-child empowerment. Dr. Vanessa has actively been involved in a number of philanthropic programs, such as the United Nations Population Fund, in collaboration with DOTSU, to help curb domestic violence against the minority in our society, especially during the peak of COVID-19 pandemic period. Due to her hard work and dedication, she was honored at the just-ended Youth Excellence Awards as Outstanding Health Personality. She is married to a captain of Ghana Armed Forces and a mother. She inspires and empowers most young Ghanaian youth to also study hard and become successful to live their dreams and to also put Ghana on the African and world map.
Meda asese wonya otwen honhom ema mekɔgye nkrato baaye matade efri Niva collection a owo Madina na ene nkomotwetwe no senia wo se ho me personality guest na wabepiem wa ha no oye medical doctor esanso ye health advocate na ene ye ba betwetwe nkomo afa awo ho mpempie no awo ewebusia mu ehia ewo ho no ma enije wo ho ewo ho eni ho nso a enije eni ho owo ha eba bekyekye kwan a awo esifa eba eni kwan a ewo se wo mfa so se wo yire nyima obesi akrokro no because empempi ne mba no omufa nyama bebre mu na so mu mbema no munim ene sinkonya na pe drink bi abra ye di Dr. Vanessa Mensah-Kabu medical doctor e twetwe nkomo afa awo ho mema akwaba.
Thank you, Debby.
Apom to say
oh boko by his grace.
Okay, no problem. We dey be Vanessa. The patrol can be big kakra efa wo ho. Ebanese na call into medical school.
Well, thank you very much, Debby, and thank you to your viewers.
Okay.
Apologies for the tree.
No problem.
Mention the tree for my know.
Okay.
Yes. So, Medini, Dr. Vanessa Mensah-Kabu. I attended Dalian Medical University in the Republic of China.
Okay.
And my going into medical school was sort of a push by my dad. He's also a medical doctor by profession. So he inspired me, and then also some life experiences tilted me into that regard. So that's how I found myself in medical school. Graduated, returned to Ghana, and then started practicing.
How long have you been practicing?
Ooh, I graduated 2015, got inducted that same year. So I've been practicing for roughly about 7 years.
Okay.
Yes, inclusive of a 2 years compulsory housemanship program.
Okay. Yeah. And have you ever regretted since your dad pushed you inside? Or you're enjoying it?
Well, I mean, at the end of the day, you have to make the best out of every opportunity that you've been given as a person. So it has its moments, but overall, I'd say that it's been very good. Okay.
So, and then you can't award as what is pregnancy?
So pregnancy, to put it in a layman's term, is when a woman conceives, when the male sperm and then the female ovary gets fertilized, and then there's implantation in the uterus. That's when we have pregnancy. Okay.
And so what are some of the things that helps when a woman is pregnant?
When you say that helps when a woman is pregnant, I don't understand.
Okay, you know, when a woman is pregnant, she tends to have challenges that the men don't even understand. The postpartum depression and everything that. So take us through a little bit of that.
All right. So once there is conception, once pregnancy is diagnosed, there's there's 3 stages of pregnancy.
Okay.
We have the first trimester, we have the second trimester, and then we have the third trimester. The total period of pregnancy should be 38 weeks. Some people can tend to deliver before the 38th week of pregnancy and sometimes even go further after the 38th week. So we have what we call the early delivery, and then we have the late pregnancy. So each trimester of pregnancy comes with its own challenges, its own difficulties. So in the first trimester of pregnancy, that's when we are very concerned about miscarriages or spontaneous abortions.
Okay.
Yes. So with that, we tend to monitor the pregnancy. Also, one of the key things that women should know is once you find out that you're pregnant, say you miss your period, and then you get to do a urine pregnancy test at home and then it shows positive, the first thing you should do is to go to a hospital, because we need to be sure that the pregnancy is in the right location.
Okay,
yes.
The right location.
Exactly.
Okay.
So the uterus is ideally the right location for the pregnancy. So any pregnancy outside of that uterus is called an ectopic pregnancy.
Okay.
Something I believe most people have heard of, and it's a surgical emergency.
Okay.
So it's something that's very dire, and it's something that should be attended to immediately. So once you are a lady and you miss your period, and once you miss your period and you find out that you're pregnant, it's important that you visit the nearest clinic or facility, just so that it's certain that we diagnose that pregnancy and we're sure that right scans are done to ensure that pregnancy is in the uterus and not anywhere outside of it. Yeah, some people tend to just stay at home after they found out that they are pregnant, but then as the pregnancy progresses, then you tend to have different complications with it. So the advantage with going to the clinic, aside from diagnosing whether the pregnancy is in utero or in the uterus, is that you are started on your antenatal care, which is very, very important.
Okay.
So the antenatal care is a sort of a means to manage, monitor, and then control any complications during the stages of pregnancy.
Okay.
So that's when people tend to pick up the gestational diabetes, that is the diabetes that happens in pregnancy.
Okay.
We also tend to pick up the pregnancy-induced hypertension. So there are some women who tend to have elevated blood pressure or high blood pressure during pregnancy, only during the pregnant period.
Okay, so you can actually have diabetes and BP when you are pregnant.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly. So because of the hormone surges during pregnancy, different people tend to react differently during the pregnancy period. So having your antenatal care is very, very crucial. It's very, very important. That way you are monitored. So you have your baseline labs, and then also you have your baseline labs. So we do the sickling test, we do the HIV, we do the hepatitis B testing, and then we advise and counsel the mothers adequately. We also do the malaria testing. The women are also put on malaria prophylaxis. Okay. So there's a lot of things that happen at the antenatal clinic that protects the mother and then the child, because the goal of the antenatal is to ensure that there's healthy mother and then baby.
And baby, okay.
Exactly.
So what's the best age for a woman to actually get pregnant? Medically? Well,
medically, the best age for, the ideal age, I wouldn't use the word best. The ideal age for pregnancy to occur is between 20 to 28, almost 30 years. That's usually the best or ideal age, because during that period, your ovaries or your ovaries are their healthiest. They are their most, they are their optimum. So it's usually best to have your pregnancy during that period.
Okay, we've heard of rupture of the ovaries during pregnancy.
Rupture of the
ovaries during pregnancy. Yes. Okay. I don't know if you can just give us an idea or something small about what happens for a pregnancy to be terminated when it's in the fallopian tube or it enters into the ovaries.
Okay. Right, so like I mentioned earlier on, any pregnancy that is not in the uterus is considered an ectopic pregnancy. Okay. So the uterus is an organ that is structurally made to expand and then also contain or control a pregnancy. Okay. If the pregnancy happens in the fallopian tubes, they're like very, very thin. They're very, very thin, and so they can't expand to meet the needs of a growing pregnancy. So once it's diagnosed that the pregnancy is outside of the uterus, the most probable solution is to have it surgically removed. Yeah, so that's when you have them being taken to theater, and then they're operated upon, and then they...
Is it costly? Because most people tend, when they go to the hospital and they are pregnant, the cost of medical bills alone scares them away.
I completely understand.
Yes.
Sometimes you need to also weigh the benefits against the risks. So the cost of maybe going through just an antenatal or having at least one abdominal ultrasound scan done has more benefit to you waiting and not having it done, and later finding out that there's an ectopic pregnancy and you have to go through certain procedures.
Wow.
So the earlier it is removed, or the earlier any complications are detected during the pregnancy, the more cost effective, if I should put it that way, it is.
Okay.
Yes.
No
So as for medical processes, surgery, those things unfortunately are not cheap. I can't say that it's cheap or it's not expensive. Definitely, it has some amount of money that one would need to
pay.
Exactly.
Okay, no problem. We'll be right back. Although for me bro ni ba ko pa wa bedu fie ha sei no ono de brofo nkwan no ka ba me gitum se wuti fie no wote nyama na o chehwe na se efa awo ho. Or say the best time to get pregnant is between the ages of 20 to 30 years. My young cousin boy for enkrato na yeba yedin komo twetwe no ebeto aso meba. Mesai ma akwaba eba Debby Queen talk show so na ene ye ka awo ho asem na medamabo afo ekuku da mama somasne eye Woma Africa, producers of Frytol cholesterol free oil obetumi di anwa weduane na ebe prevent you from diabetes ni BP sansuna wo jollof beye de na wo assorted rice wache omoto bibia de eno ane fortune rice. Happy Man Plus One beverage se wo party ase we yi ase wo wedding wo bibia omo wo ho ma sansuna insuo de eno ane Bell Aqua mineral water na cocktail for mudie ne Bell mixtures. Grandeur Cosmetics say hand sanitizer o nku papa eno ane Princess cocoa butter sansuna wo chirin beyed fair eno ane BO16 medamu nyina asese mwasomasin na Dr. Vanessa Mensah-Kabu ene ne etwetwe nkommo yi me patro ansa na ye ko na wo kire yen pregnancy age no ene the complications into no patro to asoma yen.
Yes. So the ideal age for getting pregnant is between the ages of 20 to 30 years. Although now there's been a lot of advancements in healthcare, so women can comfortably have children after 30 years.
Okay.
Because of education. You know, now a lot of women are going to school, and then by the time they're ready to have that family life, they are a little over that age limit. So having that in mind, the advancement in healthcare has enabled that women are able to have healthy babies even after the age of 35 years.
Oh, okay, yes, that's fine.
It's very, you shouldn't put fear into people that, hey, let me quickly...
Even after menopause,
exactly,
okay, no problem.
Exactly.
So there is one case that it's actually troubling a lot of women. That is the ovarian cyst that people think that most of the times when it graduates or it gets to a certain stage, you can't give birth. Can you just illustrate a little bit about ovarian cyst and its complications? So
one of the major complications of polycystic ovarian syndrome is infertility.
Okay.
Yes. So with polycystic ovarian syndrome, the ovaries are supposed to grow into a certain stage before they move down into the fallopian tubes.
Okay.
However, with PCOS, they're not able to get into that stage, and they rather have little cysts around
okay.
them. So inadvertently, they are not healthy to be able to move down into that fallopian tube and into the uterus for fertilization to happen. So that's the major complication of PCOS. Although, like I mentioned, healthcare is always advancing. Medicine is always advancing. So there is hope for a lot of the women who suffer from polycystic ovarian syndrome. So once you're diagnosed with polycystic ovarian syndrome, your gynecologist or obstetrician would speak to you in terms, especially if you want to have children, what the options are, what the prognosis is. So you would have that discussion with your gynecologist to be able to let you know if it's possible, what needs to be done, and then how to go about it.
Okay, let's talk about natural birth and then cesarean. Which one will you advise?
Hey, Debby, what's supposed to be on this?
So first of all, just talk about the natural birth and then the ovarian cyst.
Okay.
Natural birth and then the cesarean.
So the vaginal delivery, which we term as a natural birth, is the natural process or the ideal process through which a child should be delivered or a baby should be delivered. Any other thing is considered, well, you have to look at the entirety of the person. You have to look at certain structures or certain reasons why a person would want to, or why the doctor would want to recommend a cesarean section for the mother. So ideally, vaginal delivery is the ideal way to go. Yes, it has its own complications, just as well as cesarean section also has its own complications. Cesarean section, is a major surgery, and so with every surgery, there are complications to it. So before it is advised that a mother would deliver her child via cesarean section, definitely there has to be a lot of discussion with the doctor, and then that would have to be the
that's fine.
call.
So there's been a lot of cases where women suffer mental and emotional issues after birth that men don't seem to understand. When they go, don't touch me, it's a whole lot of, and men think to say, okay, now you've changed after childbirth, and it's causing a lot of issues in the home. Can you help us a bit?
Well, thank you, Debby. So the issue about mental health, especially after birth, is something that I have noticed there's a lot of light being thrown onto, because a lot of people, a lot of women are actually going through it, and sometimes even the men. It's what we call the postpartum depression. So the hormone surges after pregnancy tends to, it's like your body is now getting back into its normal state. So that hormone surge tends to have an effect on the mental health of the women. And also being coupled with a newborn baby, you have a child who is screaming every
day,
needing feeds, nobody really prepares you for that stage. So it's a whole lot of, it's a whole myriad of things that come together to affect the mental health of the woman. So you have a new mother who is dealing with a newborn baby. She has to wake up every 2 hours to either pump or to breastfeed the child, or to even give the child formula. And the babies don't ever seem to be full. It's like they have such a tiny stomach. They have such a tiny stomach that any little food gets them full easily. So that delicate period is when women tend to tilt into that postpartum depression. So a lot of support would be needed to be given to these women who are going through this process. And then we have the issues where women tend to not feel, it's a difficult period, but you have society or everybody around telling you that, oh, it's a blessing, it's a this, it's a that. So you're not able to speak about the difficulties associated with the pregnancy, because for the fear of being seen as ungrateful. But these are real time, or these are realities that women go through. And so we need to give them that support to ensure that at least their mental health is a little protected. We need to have a healthy mother to be able to take care of the baby.
Wow.
Healthy mother equals healthy baby.
Healthy mother equals healthy baby.
A lot of support from family, from friends, lending a helping hand. Don't be too hard on the woman, don't be too hard on the baby. And sometimes too, women tend to be very hard on themselves. If after you have given birth, your breast milk is not flowing, then you are just wondering, what is wrong with me? What is going on with me? And if you don't have the right support system, it would even be harder on you as a woman. So you tend to feel even more pressured. And that can push you into a depressive state.
In Bemana Mufin, Namaso, Mohire Mubi, and that from Sa, easy. If I show a canny bro for a baby, you better say, Unim Diampa, a grow may but test your analysis segment, next one. But my director prompted me into no. My mission Pacron, so I be him what has I say was surprise, mammy. Okay, into inviting if I cry, I see what a chatty fair Emma or him, I was showing so. And send Dr. Vanessa. Hey, a super power. Hey, the patrol didn't the same.
Coded pencil.
Coded pencil from
Kumasi.
Okay, and I so watch dear mommy. And I don't know you, but you know me.
Yes.
Okay. So what do you have for me?
It's a pencil.
Pencil art. Okay. Huh?
Oh, wow. This is beautiful.
This is me. Wow.
So it's all
Pencil. Pencil. Thank you so much. And please, your social media handle pages and your number.
Coded pencil on all social media platforms.
Instagram, Facebook. And what's your telephone number?
0556 710906.
0556 710906. Coded pencil. Facebook and Instagram. Intino. Meda sipa wat nyame nhra me patro mombo ano na onfensi ye mame na me ni Dr. Vanessa ba be ye test your knowledge segment. Many atatan so esande many age pencil art here coded pencil a ofri Kumasi Edebre meda sipa nyame nhra patro mom follow no social media. Embra ye do it Dr. Vanessa be for 3 questions and we him the medical any we ya de ba ye hwe wo questions no me patro fa okay intina ma be na fa
Hey, Debby. Number 46.
okay what's the pressure number 43 46 okay what word is spelled incorrectly in every single dictionary?
Incorrectly.
Hey, Shwecha. China for my idea. I mean, that's why you schooled.
Yes.
Okay, so second question.
I'm a proud pop son too.
Okay. We school for Munjimu too. Shout out.
Number 13.
13. Okay. 13. What does USB stands for?
USB. Oh God. What if I don't get it? I know my husband will crucify me.
Mr. Mensah-Kabu, do miracle.
I have no idea.
You have no idea. Okay. Will you try?
No.
Huh?
What does it stand for?
Try. Last chance.
Universal. Universal something.
Cereal bars.
Cereal bars. Yes.
Last question.
And then the last one.
School for a show.
Number 77.
Okay. Number 77. What does NADMO mean?
Oh, Lord have mercy.
NADMO.
I don't know.
National Disaster Management Organization.
Please cut that out.
Me pasho. Mensah-Kabu. Obefiam pacho. Ene die 3 points ni die mu fa baby fanti wate. Yeda mo asepa se munya omre ehwe. Na onim se oba hanso dia omutwa ye mo omu achede free sponsors. So nti yen hwe dia sponsors e wo de ma no. Seni amusinim se ye ne de bia no bo hima afia ye ja of kwan fe so every sponsors o ma so yasni esan de nkofo no mo ba ha nyina be che o ma brabo nsem esan so to ye fo e ma wa woti fie no utumi fa bibi o mu de bo wo bre yiye san so na wo ma Africa producers of fried oil cooking oil cholesterol free wo de nye aduane ma Mr. Mensah onya diabetes ni BP bibia o jollof assorted rice meaning say DJ epe aduane pa intino JJ mumfa aduane no e ma no sanso na senia wo body na atoso no Gandor Cosmetics Princess Cocoa Butter Style Lab Promacidol powder bibia ehye ma na wo obi afie nso dia ye ma wonsuo wenti na Bell Aqua mineral water say yemfa nsuo ene omo Bell mixtures no e ma Happy Man Plus One beverage enso say yemma wo omo nsanwe wo party wo bibia eno nso yemma wo na waba nso a wo kɔ no yo abasobode every sweet aroma prints ne Debby Queen talk show ye dey ma wo say koso ana koso ye hu dia wo ye nyina into final words and sana yapon.
I'm honored, Debby. Thank
this
you
your
so
camera
much. Thank you so much to your sponsors and to you also for having me on the show to help educate people a little bit on something that I know. It's been an honor. After the games, dear, we'll definitely have to do it again.
No problem.
I have to redeem myself.
Sure.
But yes, thank you so much.
Okay.
Thank you to everybody watching. Stay tuned to Debby Queen Show. It's very educative. It's very informative. And you'd always, always, always leave learning something new.
Thank you.
That's to be brave.
Hey, what can she finally? Order for Nasine, Besan Special Bio. Make I must say, Matadi, every Niva collection. Samson, a baby, a year cha, Debby Queen Talk Show Season 3, Airbro, MJ Grand Hotel. Many air by Venda Joe Slayward, Samson, a machine, every hair logistics. Nasine, Obeshia, me GH, Oprah Winfrey, Ewaha, Medase.